Hello again and welcome to Mindustry Chat with BBT. On this show, we discuss faith and creativity, Christianity and art, and we delve into the intersection that makes it fascinating. Today's episode is, I don't know how to, it's going to be fire. I got my main man on this episode. Is on this show day like this because he cannot say, I'm one of the few people he cannot say no to, because this guy doesn't like camera. He would rather stay behind the scenes and do stuff. But I mean, it's just important, that he sits in front of a camera today and let's have some conversations. He has decades of experience in the Christian creative space. I call him a multi-pod because he does quite a lot of things. He's an A&R, a promoter, a producer, a director, an on-air personality, a child of God, most importantly, my friend, my brother. We've been together doing stuff for quite a while, and is one of the men that I've met in my life whose integrity is unshaken. And I say that with all sense of responsibility. I can say it anywhere. I like to call him the CEO of naijagospelbeats, one of the greatest Christian platforms for the release of Christian creativity, in Nigeria, and also a co-founder of SwitchMusic. Ladies and gentlemen, some like to call him Fresh Boy, but he goes by the name Sonny Unachi. What up, bro? Alpha.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When you invited me to join, I don't have a choice but to join. Like you said in your introduction, I don't like to be seen. I just want to be behind the scene. This is not a rhyme, but
I know.
it is you. So I'm really excited to be here, and I've been following this session that you've been having different people on. I've really listened and also learned stuff here, listening to what you do. I think it's really amazing, and you're one person who inspires me a lot. So being on the show with you, I don't even know how I'm going to be able to navigate or find my way around. But then we are here. As you call, we answer. So yeah, thank you so much for having me, and let's did it. So I hope others will come in and join as we discuss. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, let's get into it. I know Sonny Unachi, but for those who are, I like you to blow your horn by yourself on this show, because I know there are quite a lot of things that your hands are on that people don't even know. Again, because you are the behind the scene guy, for whatever reasons, you just don't like being seen. You just want the work to speak. But who is Sonny Unachi before A&R, before naijagospelbeats came, before SwitchMusic? Who was Sonny Unachi?
Wow. So I think this is one of the difficult things for me, trying to talk about myself, half the times is pretty difficult. I just know that I enjoy doing what I'm doing at the moment. However, I didn't just emerge. Over 13 years ago, maybe 13 years ago, while I was still doing a 9 to 5, I have always been the church guy, even though my growing up, I didn't have that kind of family setup that allows, I'm saying this for the first time here, the kind of family setup that you say, oh, your mother and your father, they take you to church, they do this. No, 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 no. That wasn't it for me. I didn't have that privilege. I just stumbled on it. I have a few friends that really love God, and we all started going to church together. I followed them. In fact, it got to a point I had to be sleeping at their place just to make sure that I keep to the routine of ensuring that I follow them to church. You know, from there, my love for music, and coincidentally, these guys love music so much. My love for music started growing, seeing them do what they do. I started learning how to play the piano, even though I'm not a professional till today. So, but at least I have the basics. So, if you invite me to come and play for you at your gigs, I'm sorry I might disappoint you. But for myself and then within my space, I think I really enjoy playing the piano because it's sort of therapeutic for me. It helps me, do a lot of inward thinking and then just enjoy a moment with my God, with a little way I can play. So that for me was how music started. And at a point I was playing for my church. I played the piano for my church because we didn't have a professional pianist. So I literally was the one playing every Sunday in church. And I wasn't working then. The church was giving me a token to help me survive as well. So, right. After then, I got a 9 to 5 job. And while working, there's this thing about music. Music helps me as a person to concentrate and do more. It helps you to be very productive. So I was searching online for Christian music. This was 2011, 2012, or thereabout. I was searching for a platform where I can, while working, I can be listening to Christian music.
Yeah, it looks like I'm losing him a little bit. Network of that country. Apologies by me. I mean, it was one of the things he complained about before we started the
Okay.
show. Yeah, it's back.
Okay. All right. So I was looking for a platform, so I couldn't find any that has, like a catalog of songs I could just either download and access free gospel songs. There was none. There used to be a platform back then called Dudu Radio. So I was able to find Dudu Radio. What Dudu Radio had was it has catalogs of both Christian songs and secular songs, like some very old songs that you least expect, songs by Ebenezer Obey and
Yeah,
KSA, a
yeah,
lot of these guys, and some secular songs. So and those Igbo songs from the East back then, there were a lot of songs. So it was for me like, so something like this could exist where I can listen, and you can live stream music from when I got to the office to leaving. So I was
yeah.
able to navigate those, and it really helped. I sat down and I told myself, I said, okay, if you could have this, why don't we have something for the gospel music? Because the way I'm also searching for music, other persons might be searching as well.
Yeah, I hear you.
Maybe I should create something like that. And that was bettered Naija Gospel Beats. I
Yes.
don't even know what. So what brought about the name Naija Gospel Beats was to create a platform for Nigerians by Nigerians.
Yeah.
Yes, just a platform that houses Nigerian gospel content. So that's where Naija Gospel Beat came. So we hosted the first platform on Blogspot, Naija Gospel Beat at blogspot.com. And the first song I actually put out then was a song by Samsung. That was sometimes in November. He was releasing a song, and then
Oh man, these networks gotta favor us tonight. What's going on? Hi. A lot of things I want to say right now about this network situation of where it is, but I'll hold my peace and keep praying for that nation. I mean, it's my home country too, and so just need to trust God for things to get better in that country. Because how can someone be there and not be able to have a seamless conversation via internet? Because, you know, but these things happen. I hope to catch him back really soon, really soon, really soon. We are waiting, we are waiting, we are waiting to have him back. We are waiting, we are waiting, we are waiting to have him back. Okay, what's going on? It's really going longer than.
Yes, I'm so sorry. I think it's the
No,
network.
that's all right. Yeah, I get
Yes.
you. It's all right.
Okay. Okay. I think I'll just continue from where I stopped before
Yeah, I
the
mean, yeah, you were
network.
talking about Samsung's song that you brought.
Yeah. So I was able to get the song. I can't remember the title of that song at the moment. So I uploaded that song. And guess what? That song in less than 1 week had over 5,000 hits with more than 2,000 downloads. And I was like, whoa, it means this thing can work. It means that there are people who are looking for this same thing I was
Yeah,
looking for. That's how I fully got into the music space. And people started getting to know me. I literally was begging people, please, if you have a new release, send it to
send it to
me.
me.
I want to post it. Yeah, just send me your song. It was a thing of joy for me. Even though while I was working, I ensure that I don't use my work time to do the music thing. So when I closed by 5 p.m. was when if I had to borrow a laptop at that time from someone, when I close, I will now start uploading this song. So I will literally stay at work from that 5 p.m., knowing that I've officially closed to do the music thing. So I'll start uploading from maybe like 5 to about 8, 9. Then I'll start going home. By the way, I was using that time to buy time because where I was living, there used to be very serious traffic. So so I used that to buy time. It was a lot of fun for me to see that people could come to my site to access gospel music. All right. So for me, that's how music, what I'm doing today, actually started. And I'm really excited that over the years, myself and other people that started earlier have been able to build something that we can all look back to today. And we are glad we did because most of the platforms that sprung up afterwards contributed to putting the gospel music online that people can access before the streaming platforms evolution came to be. So that's simply my journey in music and all. So I don't know if I missed out anything, but if I
No,
don't,
it's all
if you
right.
have question,
Of
I
course,
think I can answer the questions.
yeah, me and you, and I think it's also important to add that Niger Gospel Beat is not just a platform where you can access music alone. There are publications you can access because I mean I'm a contributing writer to that platform. I write pieces and it's been uploaded on the platform. I mean, so yeah, I just thought it was important to put that. Now let's talk about, because I mean with you, like I said to you off camera, one episode is not enough to hit on quite a lot of things that I want us to talk about, because yeah, you and I, we've worked together, we're still working together, and we've done quite a lot of things. So I want us to And that's why this is from the lens of an A&R like yourself. The different experiences that you've had dealing with music artists in their different levels, the ones we call up and coming, who don't believe in hard work, but just want to pray that the God who lifted Nathaniel Bassey and Dunsin Ekong would also lift them, not minding the hard work that those men put in and all of that. And then the ones that you can call already established, who, respectfully speaking, think they know so much and they don't listen to, I mean, I know times where you've been brought in on project and you are wondering, you brought me on this project because you think I know what to do. Then let me do the job. But they don't want to listen until things begin to backfire. So I don't know where we're going to start from. Let's start from, how was the
I don't think I can hear you right now. If you can hear me, I can't hear you. I think I lost that. Can you repeat? I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. I heard up to the point where you're trying to, okay, let's break it down to, there's a place you want me to answer from. So I can't hear you. Maybe you should check your mic. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to do that. Is it better now?
All right, I can hear you now. Yeah,
okay.
I can hear you now.
So I was saying, let's. I don't know where we'll pick it from. Maybe you want to start from the up and coming, or you want to start from your experiences with the already established musicians or music ministers, as it were. But what has it been? How has it been so far? Your experience as an A&R, as a producer and a director dealing with music videos, live events and concerts, live recordings, and all of that. How has the experience been over a decade that you've been doing this?
Wow. Like you said, I don't think we can exhaust this conversation in just one episode. So I totally agree with you. Let me start from the up and coming. I think that would be a better way to start. But before that, I think when I started naijagospelbeats, over time, I think we've metamorphosed into various things. Initially, it was just doing blog, putting music out there, but we have grown outside that and still doing more things within the gospel music ecosystem. Before I talk about the upcoming artist, I think people need to understand that the business of music is not against the church, but it's a system that will help creatives to be able to earn something from their creative process.
So yeah, since you have gone there, let's go. Since you have gone there, yeah, let's go.
Okay, so I said so that we are able to build a foundation. Now, as an artist that have decided to go into the creative world, there are expectations of you as well as the people that work around you. Now, if we say you are starting a business, there are requirements for every business.
Right.
From registration to understanding what the business is, what you are going to offer your customers, and all of that. If you need to employ staff, you need to get the business locations, everything sorted, just everything that has to do with the business, you put them in proper perspective before you go into the business. Right. But guess what? In music, a lot of people don't do some of those checks. They just feel that the talent they have is enough to carry them through. But that's not true. A lot of up and coming artists just want to become. Nobody just emerged. Even Joseph had a dream, and the dream he had went through series of processes until he got to the last point that he will fulfill that particular dream. So I think my work experience with a lot of people or a lot of up and coming artists is that there's an overly expectation of what they want without understanding that these things don't just happen. It goes through processes. Someone could tell you now, oh, let's say you want to promote a song. The person will come to you and say, I have this song. It's so fantastic. It is a big song. You are not the one to
tell
tell yourself if that song is big or not.
us, speaking in
You are
faith.
not a judge over yourself. I believe, yeah, it could be faith. Yes, you have faith. But do you know the reason? One of the reasons a lot of creatives get discouraged is because they have an overly expectation over their creative work. And because you have that expectation over your creative work, yeah, you feel that if it didn't happen as you expect, first, you get discouraged. So it's like you hitting yourself without allowing that thing to work the way it should work. Two, a lot of up and coming people don't have the free mind to allow people share their input to help them become what they want to become. As an artist, you want to control everything. It doesn't work that way. So, like you said, we are looking at the through the lens of an AR. I feel that if you are starting up, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't have an overly expectation. Start from the basic, learn the rope, learn the trade, grow through the process, and do what is required of you. What are the things required of you? How many times you rehearse? What are the contents you are creating? How much knowledge do you have within the industry? What's your network within the industry? Sometimes the up and coming people, there's a God factor, but there's also a work factor. You don't, God expects you to work. And that is why he said that I will bless the works of your hands. So if you are an artist, you must work the work for God to bless it. And what are the works that you have to do? There are people in strategic places that you will need to contact to help you do what you have to do. God will put it in their heart to help you when you get to them. That is the blessing of God. Because your song can be so good that people don't want to play, they don't want to support you.
Yeah.
You just create a song and you feel God will bless it. God will not bless it until you transport it to the right platforms for that song to be a blessing. All right. So I think one of the lessons I've learned basically working with a lot of creative is they live in the mind of their own or in the world of their own. Most creatives live in the world of their own, and it's a lot difficult to break into that. And until you are able to have a team that you can have conversation with on how to grow your music, you will end up going around in circles, and that will take a long time to be able to break that off.
Let's deal with the, I mean, over time, you and I we've interviewed a few music artists, and we've heard some of them say things like they don't believe in music promotion. Like I jokingly said at the beginning, I remember one that was telling us that the same God that has been promoting and announcing Nathaniel Bassey would promote him and announce him and his music. And I look at you and I'm like, do you know the work Nathaniel Bassey does? Do you know? And all of this. Talk about it. It's your field, is what you do. Talk about it. Music promotion, is it important? Why?
Okay.
Why is it not?
Okay. You see, I will take it from up down, because a lot of people live in a world of assumption, and I mean a lot of creative people, they live in a world of assumption, and you assume things because you lack knowledge. If you have the knowledge, you will not assume, because that knowledge you have is what you can apply. When someone says that what God did for Nathaniel Bassey, he will also do for the God who did it for him. Will do. Do you know how the sacrifices they've put in? Do you even know the level of knowledge they have back end when they are putting up their content? Do you know if they have a deal with distribution platforms already? You don't have a single idea what they do behind the scene. You don't know the team that is working with them behind closed doors. But again, before I touch deep on that, there's a lot of knowledge gap between those that have become and those that are coming. The knowledge gap is a major problem that we have in the industry. Why? Because those that have become are not talking about the process they went through. There's little or no information. So people are basically assuming that they just emerged. But no. One, most of these people are well educated, right? Two, most of them do a lot of musical rudiments. Three, most of them understand how these platforms work. Four, most of these people still putting their funds to promote, like they're putting funds to promote this music. They may not be promoting the way you want to see it, but they're actually promoting their content. The biggest lie you will tell yourself as a creative person is that, when I've done the music is good, it will fly. You lie to yourself. You might not have even one views or one stream, and you become frustrated. Please don't frustrate yourself. For those who will watch this video, I think when you are creating your content, there should be a production budget as well as a promotional budget. What kind of promotions you want to do now depends on the team that you are working with. You come up with all of the promotional plan. If you are creating viral content, are you shooting videos? Are you doing all of those things? You have to properly itemize them and then begin to work with your budget. Don't ever deceive yourself that because an artist is big, they don't promote. It's a lie. You may not see the promotion, but a lot is involved that goes behind the scene. Any young artist that says, oh, they cannot promote their song because of XYZ, you are going to end up living a frustrated life. As big as other brands, that's why I started by saying, let's talk about business. If I bring two bottles of water without label, you will only know there is water inside, but you won't know what brand it is. Yeah. Now, if I put a brand to it, a message comes to your mind immediately. Are these people advertising? What makes me like this brand? What attracts you to a brand is because of what you have seen them do. That is advertisement. They have either done different kind of promotions that makes you want to buy them. It applies to your music as well. People want to see what you have. It's not everybody that is online. Some are offline. So you need to take your music, your brand to them. If you say, oh, what I have, I don't want to do this, they will not see it. All right. So as a creative, I always tell people, don't live on an assumption that the people who are there don't do anything. They do what they have to do. There is a God factor. Again, there's a work factor. As much as God will bless it, you must do the work that you have to do. If you don't do it, please stop looking up to the people that are there and say they are not doing anything. You are doing a lot of work, even more than you can imagine. They are more busier than you can think of. Their rehearsal sessions, you don't know how many rehearsal sessions they have. Their prayer routine, there are a lot. Do you understand? I don't want to start mentioning them. You as a person should define how you want to grow your brand. And how you want to grow your brand will also determine the work that you put in. If you don't want to put in any work, please don't expect any growth. Don't expect any success. If you by chance, blow, it will not last because you didn't work for it. It's not going to be sustainable. Those who put in the work, if you check them, their music have a lifespan, but you see that these people that are putting the work, they keep evolving and they keep doing more, and they are there. It's not because it's not magic. It's the work that they put in that has kept them going all the way.
I mean, talking about the unrealistic expectations, especially with the up and coming. I mean, we've had series of experiences with some of these folks, and I want you to touch on some of these things. For example, um, some of them come, and before you even start off getting involved in their music project, they are already envisioning getting a car, getting a house, because one record label somewhere that they knew gave someone a house or gave someone a car. Of course, they do not know the details of the agreement. All they've seen online is, so the person was given a car, the person was given a house, and all of these things. You want to deal with, I need you to touch on that unrealistic expectations and the consequences, the effect on the artist and on someone like you and A&R, for example, when you have such experiences.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
think the line was freezing.
Okay, did you get me now? So I mean, I
It
wanted you
froze.
to
So
okay, I wanted you to touch on that unrealistic expectations that some of these young folks have. I mean, just before the project starts, they're already expecting a car. I mean, as an artist that wants to work with, I mean, a label, for example, because of course they've heard or read that the one label somewhere gave an artist a house and a car, and they don't have an idea of the details of the contracts and agreements, and all of those things. Yeah.
so thank you. I think this question is I just had similar conversation right before this
Became wow, right.
session. Yeah. A lot of people want to eat the seed that they are supposed to plant.
I
And what is the seed? Some of these things that you get, it's like you are eating from the seed you are meant to plant. And they don't end up reading the terms of the contract they sign. After 1 year, they start regretting why they signed it. Because it looks so beautiful, it looks so good. And you feel that's your escape from poverty. And those who cannot give you those things, you don't count them as good enough to be able to help you navigate the industry.
Yeah.
It's not every platform that can give you car and houses, but they have the word without whatever to help you gain access into the music industry and find your path. But you see, we have an unrealistic expectations where we want it quick. Wanting a thing quick is a disease that needs to be cured. But guess what? Those who want it quick actually don't listen. When you try to advise them, they feel you are a hater. You don't have their best interest at heart. But that's even not the case. What I have learned over time is I can only say what I have to say to you. When it happens, you may not come back to me to say, oh,
You said
sorry,
so.
what you told me before actually happened. Because the ego will not let you. We have seen it countless times where we try to advise creatives and like, see, this part, it won't work. Just relax. The moment you are telling an artist to relax, it's like you're trying to shut him off, or you are trying to make him lose out on a thing. It's not always like that. Someone can come and promise you heaven and earth, but you end up mortgaging your future because you are in a hurry to be seen and be heard. So the conversation I was having with someone this evening was, he said, I have a 3-year contract. I was supposed to make 3 albums, and the label that signed me said they were supposed to give me a 3-bedroom, a car, and a fund for something, blah, blah, blah. But within the 2 years that this agreement has existed, they were able to just give her 1 room within where the rented at the studio is. There is no car, there is nothing, and no single promotion has been done on contents that were created. And the question I asked the person was, did you really read the contract that you signed? What were the plans for you before you signed it? Was it in black and white? He said, no, I don't know. That the person just heard me singing and say, oh, that I have a very nice voice. I say, oh, really? But now you are complaining. Where's your nice voice? You signed a document, and that document is binding.
Yeah, really.
So because someone comes and say, I will do this for you, I will do that for you, and you are excited about it, I think it's a problem, because you want to just become the biggest star. Let me put this on record that every week there's a lot of songs are being released. Let's just estimate maybe 100 songs every week. What makes you feel that the people that stream song will stream your song? Why do you think that it's only your song they will come and stream? Now, for people to see you, a lot of work has to go in. But if you sit down and fold your hands and say, oh, because even if you sign into a label, you must work. You must do your work as well. It's an all-inclusive responsibility, you know. So having an overly expectation that, oh, when I sign a record deal, I will blow. Please, maybe it's your head that will blow. It might not be the music. All right. Overly expectation is like a disease that eats up a lot of creatives that are coming up and don't want to go through the process. The reason why people have an overly expectation is that they don't want to go through the process, and they just feel that coming in, everything has been done. Your bed has been laid. You just lie down and sleep. Today you are in Lagos. Next week you are in this country. You are everywhere. It doesn't work like that. You can have a 5-year deal, and I tell you, in that 5 years, you may end up not even having a single that has blown.
Yeah. What makes a song stand out to you? Yeah. What makes a song stand out to you? I mean, because of course, again, I know that at some point we are going to mention the names of a few artists that you have worked with, that you're still working with. But I mean, before we get there, what makes a song stand out to you before you get to the point where you're pitching that song to the artist and say, okay, you know what, let's record this, let's shoot this video, let's do this? But
a lot. I think this question you ask is probably one of the most difficult questions, but it sounds very simple. Our music appetite differs.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, and there are various variables to this, but universally, a good song is a good song. And what makes a good song would now be the question. From the beats, the lyrics, and the vocal delivery, at the end of the day, the entire production, which goes to mixing and mastering, if a music is not pleasing to the ears, then it's not good. A good music should be pleasing to the ear and should be able to perform the role it has, either to make you feel good or make you feel sad. All right. So in this context, it should be a blessing to you. It should impact you. It should help your spirit man to either pray, worship, and meditate. Right. So if you are able to achieve these three things within the context of a song, I think that song is good. And a good song is not just a song that is emotional, because some people feel that when a song is emotional, then it's good. That's you trying to buy someone's emotion. All right. Of course, in advertising, we say we sell a lot of our products through emotions and all of that. But that's okay. But in music, in this context, I don't think by emotion is a good way to judge a song. So a good song should be able to fulfill the purpose for that song. One, if it's a Christian song, it should be able to bring you closer to your maker, make you to reflect, make you worship, make you have an intimacy with God and all of that. And it's pleasing to the ear. Because if a song is good and it's not pleasing to the ear, then it's not good. Even if it can achieve certain purpose. For someone who likes to listen to clean music and good music, it might be noise to him. So, and music is a universal language, whether it's in Igbo, Yoruba, or whatever. Anybody can listen to it if it's good. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me to pick a song and say, we have 5 songs recorded, let's pick this song and push it. As an A&R, I will first advise you, I will first off, check the artist's strength. What's the artist's strength even before we go into production? And what kind of audience can this artist appeal to? Because you are not making the music for yourself, you are making the music for an audience. What kind of audience are you going to appeal to? If you are going to appeal to a Gen Z, what kind of music are they listening to right now? And what's your vocal strength to be able to create that thing for them? So if we have been able to establish this fact and we know what we want to know, and we go into production, and you've recorded like 5 songs. Out of the 5, I will listen to them. When I'm listening to the song, I'm not listening to your song as your A&R. I'm listening to the song as an audience.
Audience.
Are you getting?
Right. Right. It was frozen again. It's frozen again. It's frozen again. Let me say, like we say in church, this network, I bind you. No, I release you. Yeah, I release Unachi's network now. Oh boy. Sorry guys, if you're watching this, it's just one of the challenges he's dealing with in his side of the world. Hiccups with network, the glitch here and there. Okay, it's just left me. I'm sure it's gonna be back shortly. I wanted him to finish on that, and then we'll probably talk on his process of selecting producers and cinematographers that he works with, alongside the artists that he works with. Hopefully he gets to join back in a few seconds before we end the show for this episode. But yeah, I mean, like he was saying, what makes a song stand out for him as an A&R? What makes a song? Why would he say a song is good? My perspective, a lot of elements really. The production, aside from the message in your song, or the message the song is meant to convey, the production, the detailing of the production process, the musicianship, the details of what the musicians are playing, the understanding, the breakdown of the music based off of the understanding they have of what you intend to achieve. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that would make music stand out for me. Okay, he's back. All right.
I'm so sorry. I'm so
It's
sorry.
all right. Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, I will listen to the music from a perspective of an audience. And
Yeah.
that gives me first an idea of how the audience will receive a song. Because an artist might create the song and feel, oh, this one, the artists usually have attachment to their work
Of
and
course.
feel, oh, this is the one that they want to release. And I've had experiences where I let you have your way, and at the end of the day, you come back and say, oh no, if I knew, would have done the other song. Fortunately, as well, I think a lot of the artists that I work with, they sort of listen to some of the advice that we give, and they end up being happy for it when they see the traction that the songs ends up getting and how it performed across different platforms. So in summary, a good song should be able to perform the very objective it was released for. It should be able to appeal to the ears of the listener. It should be able to help the listener reflect on themselves. If it's a vibing song, if it's a song that you have to vibe to, it should be able to help you to vibe if you want to vibe. If it's a song that will help you to pray, it should be able to help you also pray effectively as it were. If it's a song that will help you to, that will inspire you, it should be able to inspire you. And this can only be achieved at the end of the day that the production is good, the lyrics is good, the artist is able to deliver in terms of vocals. Because if you have a good production with good lyrics and poor vocals, it has nobody want to listen to it. They can
Yeah.
just try to vibe to the instrumentation or the production and not care about your vocals. But sometimes it might not be a good sell for you at the end of the day as an artist. So you should consider that have mercy on the people who are listening to to your song and create something that is fantastic, and we can call it good music.
Let's run through your selection process. I mean, I know you've done stuff with the likes of Agogo Music, Pastor Elijah Yelade, Prosper Chimana, Moses Bliss, Manu Sapanke, Patience Tumba, Anthony Kani, and I mean the list is endless. What is your selection process for producers and cinematographers when you work with these different artists? How do you decide what producer is working on the audio? How do you decide who is the cinematographer that is shooting the video and all of those things before you now begin to bring all the bits and pieces together um, before they become a final product that we hear on radio and the ones that you push the videos on TV?
Awesome. Awesome. I think the first requirement for me would be someone I can freely communicate with, someone that is easy to work with. Because no matter how good you are, if we are not able to communicate effectively, then we'll end up not working effectively as well. So I first look at your ability to listen, your ability to understand, and your ability to work in harmony with all the parties involved. I also look at your past record. What have you done? And all of that. Because if we don't have a peaceful atmosphere to work, we can't achieve anything. So that for me is very, very important. And for an artist also to be effective when they want to work, to be in their best creative mood, there should be an atmosphere of peace. And, basically, they should be in a space where they don't have to struggle. I really consider that first off before anything. Now, for the producers, if I want to pick a producer and a cinematographer, I think it depends on the song. I believe that every producer have their strength and their what they can create. Let me use like Agogo as an example. Maybe on the recent project we just did, I remember we sat down, I think it was in December 2023, and I said, Agogo, we released a song, Ogigiri, and the guy that worked on the song, I've forgotten his name, the producer, but she had NHT on the song, and Ogigiri was really accepted. I could see that people were vibing to it. As much as she has other great songs, great worship songs, I like, see, I think it's about time you should create an EP that is Afro gospel. I just thought that I feel that you should create an Afro gospel sound and people will like it. I just believe people will like it. I was like, okay. I explained why I feel that project will be good for her brand. And she bought into it. In 2024, we started thinking of, okay, who is going to be the producer? Who is producing what? We brought a list of names. We also talk about collaborations. Who are we going to collaborate with on these projects and all of that? At the end of the day, we settled for 2 producers. One produced, I think, 3 songs, and the other produced 2. And before the other one came on board, she was asking, who do we use? I said, no, use this guy. Why do I want us to use this guy? I believe he has a sound that is quite heavy, that will bring out this thing that you want. And when she sent me what the guy produced, I was blown away. I was literally blown away, you know. So I try to make sure that the producers that are going to work with an artist on a project really understand. First of all, we try to talk so that you understand the goal. When you understand the goal, it will also help you to create something.
Yeah. Okay. He's hanging up again. I think once I'm able to get him back now and he closes out on this thought, just ask him one more question and we'll call it a day on this episode and hope that the next time I'm having him, he would have a better reception. I'll be able to talk more. I have quite a lot of things in my head that I wanted him to touch on. You know, but network on the side isn't helping matters at all. But man, I mean, these things happen. Yeah, you see, he dropped off. We'll be back again shortly. Just bear with us. Once he gets back, I'd ask 1 or 2 questions more. I'll let him finish his thoughts, and then ask him one more question, and then we call it a day on this episode. You know, as much as I was hoping he would use the time that we had very well for his is almost he's back here. Okay, yeah, it's here now.
I'm really sorry. This network is really frustrating.
Right, we understand.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, we're able to come up with something fantastic. All right. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, we're able to come up. So if you listen to 2 of the songs that were released, the EP just dropped. If you listen to 2 of the songs that were released now, you understand that a lot of work went into the back end process. We had Amos on. In fact, when we're looking for the features, when I brought out Amos at the first, I don't know this person, but guys, Amos came, killed it, and that's on No Worries. We had Great Man Takit on Ife. You need to listen to that song. When we're looking for, who is the best person for this song? And I said, see, let's get Great Man. And Great Man came. Every single person that I've listened to that song, like, this song, it is what it is. You know, so I'm looking forward to the song making the impact that is required, as it were. So that's on Agogo. Cinematographers, the same thing applies. I want to see your portfolio, what you've done, and your ability to work with people and also deliver. Because you can be good and you shoot a video and then you still don't deliver.
Oh boy.
One of the problems around the gospel music ecosystem is that A lot of people are good, but they are not professionals. How do I mean? As a professional, when you start, you compete. I don't need to go through problems to get the result of the work. All right. I should be able to start and finish and close it, So I always check some of those things. Do you deliver on your job, or do I have to chase you? Because the artist should not be bothered with all of those things anymore. If the artist has paid you for a job, he expects you to deliver when it is due. And guess what? If you don't deliver within the time frame that job is required, it becomes stale. Because every artist is always thinking of new things to do.
Absolutely.
All right. So that's how I navigate both. So for every person I work with, they are all unique with their own type of sound. So I try to work around their kind of sound and the people that can work with them. There are people I also don't want to work with. If you don't have the Spirit of God in you, I don't think I want to bring you to work, because you end up frustrating us. Or you can't come to my set and you are smoking or doing some stupid thing, right? I haven't worked with anybody like that, and I don't think I will ever work with that kind of people. So it's a lot trying to find the people that understand what your passion is and to help you interpret it. It takes a lot of patience as well to work with different people. Sometimes I tell people in the art production set that when we fight, the fight is not that I hate you, is I want the job done. When the job is done, we can settle and shake hands and move our ways.
Yeah, I mean, one or two more questions before I let you go. Hopefully, our next session together, we'll have a better network reception. Do you think, especially in the part of the world where you are in Nigeria, do you think there are opportunities for Christian artists to break into the mainstream market?
Sorry, yes, I'm trying to hear that question. Can you take it again?
Yes, I was saying in the part of the world where you are, that's in Nigeria. Do you think there are opportunities for Christian artists to break into the mainstream market? If your answer is yes, how? If your answer is no, why? And do you think, are there some of them that you would say have already broken through into the mainstream market?
Thank you. There are a lot of opportunities, and it takes me back to what I said when I started, that when we understand that music, there's a business of music, all right? And then there's also a ministry. The opportunities are plenty. But guess what? We are limiting ourselves because we feel that the music we create is for those in church. But music goes beyond the four walls of the church. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. The music goes beyond the four walls of the church. And if you, as a doctor, you treat anybody that comes to your hospital, what makes you feel that your music should not be consumed by anybody who is outside? Your music, for me, is an evangelistic tool, meaning that you can cross to the mainstream. But we try to take ourselves out of the mainstream. If we don't go into it to influence it, who will? If we don't take the content there, who will? And one of the reasons why a lot of people are scared is that we are quite judgmental as church people or as religious people. Because if you are a Christian, you won't be judging your brother who is trying to carry out a message. So there's a lot of judgment and people are scared. I will take you back to a few years back. There are guys that were doing rap music and Afro gospel back in the day. And it was beautiful. And we had conversations where some of them complained that churches don't invite them and all of that. I say the church is not your only platform. You have a platform in the word. Your platform, the social media is a platform, is an altar. You can use your music to influence the world. But guess what some of them did? Because they want the church to invite them, they abandoned their primary calling to start making music that the church will accept. And most of them till today have not been accepted by the church or be invited. So if you create music, if you are in a rap music, music has different genre. So if you
I hope he gets to his man.
okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so if whatever kind of music you make, I think you need to be serious with it, because if you have a business, if you create a business, you will not want your business to die. You have to do what you have to do to push your business. If you set up hospital as a Christian, you will not say it's only Christians that will attend, will come to your hospital. That hospital may end up not lasting for a long time. It will just shut down. So if you make music, you make good music, your music is meant to be consumed by people. Reach out to the people. So there are a lot of opportunities for Christian creatives to influence the world with their music, even in Nigeria. And we must do that by first understanding that what you create must not only be consumed by those within your ecosystem, which is the church, which is your primary place. So they are not the people you should even be evangelizing to. Your objective should be going out. If the Bible says go here into the world, it didn't say you should just go in. You are going into the world to preach through various means. It could be in the hospital, it could be in the marketplace, it could be in anywhere, but with your tool. What is your tool? Music. For others, professional, they are doctors, or others, they are engineers, or those different areas that of your specialty. So I feel the opportunities are there, and we must buy into it and begin to influence our world through music. I don't know if that answers it,
Yeah,
but
I mean, it does. I'm gonna let you go. We'll find another time to come back so we can touch on some of the challenges you've had to deal with, money matters and all of those things. But yeah, I'll let you go for this episode. Thank you so much for agreeing to sit in front of camera. I know it's not your thing, you don't like it, but again, I have the power and I used it.
yes, you
I'm
do.
going to use it again.
You
I mean,
do. Thank
so,
you so much.
yeah.
I know it's a lot to discuss. I'm ready anytime you want us, because we just touched the peripherals yet. There's so much to talk about in the industry, and it will be my pleasure to stay in front of the camera to talk about them.
Yo, thank you.
Thanks so much.
I'm gonna hook you up some of the time. Thank you guys for watching this episode. See you in the next one. Bye for now.